My name's Joe Kavorik. I'm a student at University of Central Florida. I'm at the Hopper Academy in Georgetown neighborhood in Sanford, Florida. The date is October 15th, 2022. With me is Bettye Black Dorman and her sister Barbara Black Deese.
Yes.
Okay. And I'd like you to state your name and tell us a little bit about yourselves.
I'm Bettye Black Dorman, and I was born in Sanford, and I attended Hopper Elementary School from 1st grade to 6th grade. This is very special to us because we did a lot of activities here, had a lot of fun in this school, and had excellent teachers who made sure we learned not only our lesson but the culture, and they introduced us to a lot of social activities and just fun, May Day, Play Day, and all of the fun things, and the history. We grew up learning about our history. They taught us how to do little dances and pantomimes and how to speak, do long speeches, and just all the things that we needed to know in growing up and becoming a well-rounded person. Our principal was Mr. Eubanks. When he was here, I was on the court for May Queen for May Day. I was 1st grade, I was the attendant, and 2nd grade I was the queen. And 1st grade I did a double role. They snuck me off of the stage, and I went to my classroom and changed clothes and came out, and I was a June tailor dancer. And we just had a lot of fun, a lot of rich history at this school.
I'm Barbara Ann Black Deese. I'm the middle child of my parents, Israel Black Sr. and my mom, Nina Hunt Black. And I enjoyed my young days in Sanford, in the Georgetown community, as well as here at school. I've heard people say that there are 3 institutions that we were involved in as we were growing up, and it was the school, the church, and the home. So most of us had a very good rearing inside of this community. And as you might have observed since you've been here, everybody knows everybody, and we're trying to figure out the older pictures that are streaming across the screen. And we just enjoyed ourselves. I can remember Halloween, and at this school we would come, and there would be apple bobbing and all kinds of, what's that chair with the cake thing, musical chairs, yes. All of those kinds of things we did, and it was all in fun. And we never had to worry about the safety of Halloween, even in our communities. At a certain time of the evening, everybody in our community, we would get out and we go from door to door, and the parents would have that candy and whatever else for us. And we just enjoyed ourselves, and there was no fear of somebody robbing or hurting or anything of that nature. Here in school, as my sister said, we had excellent teachers, and we made sure we were involved in just about everything. She was talking about May Day, Play Day, and we have a brother you've already interviewed. And that one of those years, all 3 of us were in the program. And my mom couldn't understand, why do they want all my children all at the same time? Because you had to have outfits and costumes and things of that nature. But we were all a part of whatever activities that were taking place here at school. So we had a very good upbringing. Everybody knew each other. Everybody went to separate churches, but because of our age, on Sunday morning, everybody would be leaving home at the same time, going off to their individual churches, and it was just a wonderful atmosphere for us. And we knew that the people in the community loved and cared for us, even though we might get into some kind of mischief sometimes. they would just say, you don't want me to tell your mom. You don't want me to tell her Israel. And so we knew to straighten out. If any older people corrected us, we knew we better straighten out our hands up right then and there. So that's the way it was for us growing up here in the Georgetown community.
Yeah.
We attended the Church of God on Hickory Avenue, which is the street behind us here. And there were a lot of young people there. We all went to school here, or they moved on to Crooms High School, but it must have been at least 50 of us there at the same time. And we had a wonderful time at that church. We would go to Sunday school, and I was telling someone how we would save maybe a nickel or so out of our Sunday school money, and there was a store right next door to us. It was a family who lived over there, but the grandfather had a store. We would go in there and buy candy and cookies and things from him during the break between Sunday school and church. And then we would have our candy to eat in church sometimes, get in trouble sometimes. But it was just a wonderful community. Sometimes even walking to Sunday school before we had a car. My dad was the superintendent of the Sunday school before he became a minister, and he would tell people along the way, you know, that child needs to be in Sunday school, and then next week they have them ready to go with us to Sunday school. So we have had a very rich history here. Our great-grandparents came here in 1870, I believe it was, and they owned a general store down on Sanford Avenue. And they were just pillars of the community. So all of the black family lived a few blocks from here, and it must have been 5 or 6 houses right there together, and all the blacks grew up right there together. But everybody back then, it was like families. And even at church, the people that we knew then, they were like our family. And we're still in touch with a lot of those people that we grew up with. But if I had to do it again, I would do it the same way, because we couldn't find a better upbringing than we had here in Georgetown, and the teachings that we got out of elementary school.
We have a love for music. My sister and I were listening to music last night, and we were saying my dad had it in him, and then when we would come to school, we had teachers who would come to our schools just to teach us, be our music teachers. So we had several introductions to different kinds of music. And then at this church, my sister was talking about, all of us sing in this huge choir, and then we would break out into smaller groups. And we still have that yearning, that longing, and that feeling that you get when you're listening to music, and we still sing. we may not be the people in that big choir we were in years ago, but we still can hold it too.
Our brother is our pastor. Yes, over at Sound Doctrine Ministries on Park Avenue. And we're a part of the praise team there. So we're still trying to carry on. Our parents are gone. We're our daddy's praise team. He started out in the little churches, and we were his praise team. We were very young, but we were his praise team. And we're still trying to do what we know to do.
What do you remember about Georgetown and the shopping district and so forth over the years when you were growing up?
What was it? Wars?
No, it was Roche's was down there, and McCrory's.
That's
McCrory's 10-cent store, we called it. And a lot of the shopping was there. We didn't have to leave Sanford to go to shop unless you just wanted to. But downtown had a lot of stores for families and shoe stores, and I think it wasn't it was Ivy's. It was Ivy's shoe store and later became Nice Shoe Store. But everything we wanted was right downtown if we wanted to. And sometimes I get a little, I feel a little something because now you don't go down there to shop really like we used to. It's more entertainment. But when we were growing up, everything we wanted, Sanford Avenue, we had drugstores, restaurants, and photography studios, and black-owned businesses.
Medical offices.
Yes, right there for us. So it's different now when we go down Sanford Avenue and you just see entertainment now. You don't see all of that rich history that we had in the kind of shops and things that we grew up having. But we had businesses in the neighborhood. We had stores that were owned by some of the neighbors, and we would frequent those stores, go there for candy bars and cookies and drinks and things like that. We would go every day, really, maybe except Sunday. And on Sunday, we had a little lady in the neighborhood who made homemade ice cream. So we went to her house on Sundays after church, really good sugar. And I mean, we used to go downtown on Sundays after church to the zoo because it was right down on the lakefront. So we walked down there a lot. A lot of times we walked down there just to pay the utility bills and things because it was so close to our homes. So it was good, and you felt free doing it. You didn't feel like anybody was going to bother you or, like you were in danger or anything. It was good. Sanford was good. Growing up in Georgetown was really good.
People are excited about the river walk now, but we would go down there and our parents just wanted to stay away from that water and stuff. But I can remember the band shell that would be up there on special occasions on the 4th of July or Veterans Day or something like that. That would be entertainment up there as well. So we just had a little bit of all of it.
And the zoo was down there. Right down where City Hall is now, the zoo was there. And that was one of our Sunday activities also.
Okay.
And we could walk there, so it was good. It was good. Georgetown was really perfect for us because we weren't very far from downtown. In fact, I was told that Georgetown was here before downtown. So we were able to just walk to whatever we needed. There was a grocery store, Piggly Wiggly. On 3rd Street. On 3rd Street. So you could go there to shop for groceries. So it's good. I love Georgetown. And
We still live in Georgetown.
we do. We do. And we're just hoping that we can protect it, and let it not lose its character and keep people safe around here. So that's our goal. We're part of the historic Georgetown Preservation Steering Team. And our goal is to just maintain the way that Georgetown should be. I know we won't get back to what it used to be, but we want to keep the character of it and keep it as close to our hearts as we can.
Now, sports were big growing up. Were they big in Sanford and Georgetown as well?
Yes. Well, we played a lot of sports here, but we had a cousin named David Black, and he played with the semi-pro baseball team that was here in Sanford. And we used to travel with that team.
And we're told he was very good.
Yeah, it was good.
Okay. What else do you remember about growing up? Anything in particular about Saturdays and Sundays and school days and holidays?
Holidays were good. And I'm thinking about the night before Christmas, before our parents called us in the house. We'd be outside running up and down the streets with our cousins and our neighbors, and our other neighbors are so close to us that we consider them our cousins as well. And but we always knew that we had to be within a two-block area. We could not go beyond that point because our parents should be able to just call our names and we could hear them and know it was time to come in. There was always good food and nice toys, and we enjoyed Christmases. All of us had to have unit number 5 skates so that on Christmas Day, we'd take off on Locust Avenue. The city would block portions of Locust Avenue off for us. And everybody in the neighborhood had a new pair of skates, and we were out there just skating and having a wonderful time.
We only had maybe 3 or 4 paved streets, so they would block it off, and then we tear up one street. We were on Cypress Avenue. That was a paved street. That might have been where we started first. But Cypress Avenue, and we would all meet there, and kids from all over Goldsboro and everywhere would come, and we would have Christmas Day just to skate. And they had to be unit number 5. If we didn't get unit number 5, our parents were in trouble.
We could be
Nothing but unit number 5. But we skated off. We didn't have a skating rink, so we did Cypress Avenue, Locust Avenue.
Okay.
Yep, and on that Christmas Eve night when we were out with our cousins and all, we had fireworks. So we would be shooting fireworks and our sparklers and things like that. Yeah.
Now, did you go to high school in the area as well?
Bruce High School.
That was the only high school for black children in the county. So the kids came from Midway and Oviedo and Jamestown and Altamont and Boontown. So we know everybody in the county. We know all the black people in the county. You hear somebody say, so and so died, and these people lived in Altamont, but we knew who they were, and we tried to get to them and their families. So, we gained friendships with people from the entire area of Seminole County because we all went to that one black high school.
Mm-hmm. How about the grandparents and parents? What did they mean to you, and what were they like?
My parents, their parents were gone already. And so our aunties took the place of the grandparents. And my sister tells a story very well about the auntie that lived a block down the street from us, Aunt Margaret, and she made those tea cakes. They were like butter cookies, but they were huge and round, fat, and very good. And she was an auntie that did that part for us, and she was on my dad's side. And then we had an auntie on my mom's side, Aunt Maggie, and she would go to the bakery downtown, and she would bring home these huge cookies. What was the name of them? The raisin, oatmeal raisin. She would bring those to us, and so we had all these extras in our lives, and they were very attentive to us and made sure that we just had wonderful childhood lives, and we grew up knowing them, loving them, and them loving on us. So it was good for us, as well as their husbands were our uncles.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it was for us.
Well, is there anything else you'd like to bring up, or?
I don't think so. I think, did we cover? I think we covered all
Okay. Well, thank you. This concludes our oral history at Harper Academy on October 15th, 2022. We enjoyed speaking with you.
Thank you for being here.
Great.